Hello, beautiful people. Welcome. If this is your first time here, welcome back. If you are a returning supporter, it is currently a brand new year. So I'm going to start with um, I hope that your year is filled with wealth and health, knowledge, understanding. I hope that you are in good health. I hope that you walk in integrity in this year. And I hope that you just be totally and completely yourself as you embark on the journey that will be 2023. I'm super excited. This is the first podcast of 2023. I'm excited. So I thought, why not talk about new life, new picture, new you? New life, meaning that you have the opportunity to start over right now and paint a picture that you want. Like you can paint the picture of how you want to be remembered or how you want to be seen, how you want to be loved, how you want to be respected. You can paint that picture right now. And new you. You know, everybody makes New Year's resolutions. New year, new me. I forgot what they said the one was for this year. Lastly, or 2022 was for you. 2023 is for me. I don't know. It's so many different ones, but I'm just here to start the year off right with nurturing conversations. I'm super excited. I'm actually not going to be posting a lot on my social medias. I'm just trying to fine tune my content that I want to release out. But I know I had to do Nurturing Conversations podcast because it was something that I um, said I needed to embark on, and it has been a blessing. Every one of them have been a blessing. Having said that, I do have a channel that I have created to be exclusively for Nurturing Conversations podcast. I also am working to get it on Spotify and Apple. So yeah, I'm what started as just an idea of a hope, a dream is officially an actual podcast. It's super exciting. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get my disclaimers out of the way, and then we're gonna, start talking. I do not tolerate disrespect in any way, shape, form, or fashion that is towards me, towards anyone that appears on the screen, towards anyone that appears in the chat. It is officially 2023, and if you crossed over into a new year with the same mindset that you had last year, I want to encourage you. It is time for newness. There will be curse words. There will most definitely be tears. Um, there will most definitely be tears. I am not a mental health professional. I am just one woman willing to share my personal experiences to let you know two things. One, you are not alone. And two, you can overcome anything that life brings to you. Um, I keep saying because I'm trying to remember what the rest of my disclaimers were. But don't worry, because I have a whole video that'll say it for me, and then I'll just come in and talk. Um, but yeah, so oh, my opinions are my opinions. Your opinions are your opinions. We are here to have a nurturing conversation, and we should be able to um, come to an understanding. I'm not trying to get you to agree with me, and hopefully you won't try to get me to agree with you, but come to an understanding of um, determine how we determine our opinions. Come to an understanding. Yeah, that's about all for my disclaimers right now. But yeah, so when I thought about coming into 2023, right, I had already prepared for 2023 in 2020. I know that probably sounds strange, but I was prepared. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go on a journey of healing and self discovery, and I know when I'm at the end of it, or when I'm coming around the bend, or I'm at the top of the mountain, whichever analogy you want to put there, I am going to know by these different steps, right? And as 2022 began to press on, I began to receive the things that I said that I was going to see when I was on the tail end of this healing journey. Of course, we will forever be on a journey of healing and self discovery, but the literal sense of the journey, um, I began to say, I want new. Like, I don't want to just be like, oh, I'm gonna make this New Year's resolution, and then 2 weeks, 3 weeks into January, it's like it's a no for me. It's like, well, I got next year. I'll try again next year, or I'll try again next month. I want to be able to be disciplined enough to do the things that I set out to do. Because in my mind, what I realize, not in my mind, but in my life, what I realize is anything that I value, anything that I am passionate about, anything that I want, anything that I believe in, I go full force for it. I am disciplined. Um, I have consistency. I persevere. I am patient. I am all of those things about things that I hold near and dear to me. But anything I don't really care about, I don't put too much energy into it. That's something I realized on this journey of healing and self-discovery. So when I said new, I want new. I don't want to come into a new year having hopes, dreams, and aspirations, but not willing to do the work to get the new. No, I want new. I want to do something totally different that I've never done before. And I know I'm going to get a different outcome because I've never done it before. I was talking earlier to my brother. He called and said, hey, I haven't spoken to you since last year. And we laughed. And I said, um, I'm pretty sure we all have like rituals or habits or things that we do when we come into the New Year's. Like, you're probably watching this or listening to this, eating a bowl of black eyed peas or some greens or hot water cornbread or something like that, right? I remember, like, for all of my life, they was like, oh, you gotta have money in your pocket, you gotta have new clothes, your house gotta be clean, you gotta sweep around here, you gotta, it was so many different things. And I just said this year that I'm going in with, I don't care. I don't care how my house look. I don't care how my bank account look. I don't care about none of that. I want newness. I want new money in my bank account. I want new everything. That's what I want. Just all new. And so I was laughing because I haven't stayed up for a new year since like 20 Hi Fancy, since like 2016. 2016, I believe, was the last time I want. It's probably 2014, but 2016 was the last time I officially remember like staying up, and I was barely making it through staying up. And yesterday I did Saturday Night Vibes, and I was like, I'm gonna go lay down. I'd be like, I'm gonna go lay down, take a nap. My body said you need to rest, so I didn't wake up till 4 o'clock. It was like 4:30, but I woke up and I was like, oh, I needed that sleep. And then I came in here, did my meditation, and I was just like, newness. That's what I want. When I do my meditation, I'm usually just sitting here and meditating, but this time I want to be intentional. I want to focus on something. I want new. When you want new, you don't settle for old. And I'm not talking like, if somebody give me a car, it's new to me. It's used, but it's new to me. But I want new. I want new. I want to have a dream of writing a book, and I don't want to just be like, yeah, I'm gonna write a book one day. I don't want it to be a one day. Hi, Poetic Beauty. Happy 2023 to everyone. Um, I don't just want it to be a hope, dreams, aspiration, or a New Year's resolution. I want it to be life. I want it to be life. I remember when I started doing Twitch, whenever I started doing a social media, right, I never have any intentions of, oh, let me make money out of it, right? I be doing it to figure it out so I can tell other people how to do it and how to, be successful at it. That's why I do it, right? So um I want to say like August. I was like, you know what? I should start figuring out like how people monetize these different platforms. Like I know, okay, we all know like how they monetize, but no, like what the process is like and how to do it, so I could share that information with other people. And so I've been on Twitch for like 2 years. This 20 hold on. Last year made 2 years I was on Twitch, and I was just on there, just on everybody's channel, watching everybody stream, just building a community, just networking, just understanding how the streamers interact with each other, how the streamers interact with the chat, what are people streaming. Like I was just figuring it all out, and then I realized that I am a live streamer. You know, like there's things about yourself that you try to deny, but the reality of it is that's just what you are. I tried to deny the fact that I was a singer. The reality of it is that that's who I am. That's like what I think about every day, all the time. Writing songs, making music. That's what I think about. So when I started thinking about new life, new picture, new you, it's like breathing new life into that idea that you had. You want to start a YouTube? Don't worry, I got you, because I'm gonna do 5 things you should know before you start a YouTube. Don't worry, I got you. But if you want to start a YouTube, right, today, don't tell yourself like, okay, next week I'm gonna start it or tomorrow I'm gonna start it. Right now, take out a piece of paper, pull out your phone, your notepad, and I want you to breathe new life into that idea. What's your channel? What is your channel gonna be about? What is it gonna be about? Paint the picture. I see what I did there. Paint the picture. What is it going to be about? Are you just going to do mukbangs? Are you going to do challenges? Maybe you paint. Maybe you want to do ASMR where you just scratch the mic like this or talk softly. Maybe you want to fix cars, whatever it is that you want to do, right? Breathe new life into that. Because we all have had this moment, right? Oh, I'm gonna do that tomorrow, and then tomorrow will be like a week, and then you be like, okay, I'm gonna find some time to get to it, and it'll be like a month, and then it'll be like a year that went past, and it'll be 2 years, and then next thing you know, it'll be like, man, I remember when I had wanted to. Yeah, we breathing new life into everything. It's time to start fresh. You got a fresh start. It's time. It is time. I told y'all it was gonna be tears because when I'm telling you, when you think about new life, right? I'm not saying like, you gotta be risen or whatever. I'm saying like breathing new life into that idea that you had. Like I was saying in the beginning when I was talking about nurturing conversations, I just had an idea of doing a podcast where we just talk about all the taboo topics, where we have a safe space where people will come and we talk about shit that people don't talk about but should talk about. And you'd be like, I wish somebody would. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll be that somebody. I'll be the somebody to talk about molestation. I'll be the somebody to talk about domestic violence. I'll be the person to talk about it. Because whether we believe it or not, we all experience it at some point in our lives, whether it's personally or people around us, or we heard or we watched. We've all have experienced it, and it's important if we experience something to share our experiences so that the people around us, the people that's coming behind us, will know how to maneuver, how to navigate through those things, right? I said 2 years ago that I want to be nothing but light, love, and positivity. Now, when I said that, I had no clue what that meant. I was thinking, this is what I thought. I was like, yeah, I'm going to eat better. I'm going to work out. I'm going to just be clean. Like I was just going to be alkaline. Everything was going to be aligned. That's what I thought. That's what I felt, right? And then life started taking me on this journey, and a lot of the journey landed me with my childhood traumas, and I was like, hold on, wait a minute. I thought we was just, now I'm bargaining. Like I thought we was just going, but no, when you ask to have a car, right? Or you ask to own a house, I want to buy a house, right? You probably made a vision board. You probably got New Year's resolutions. You have to be mindful. They when I was going to church, they used to say you got to be careful what you pray for because he just might give it to you, right? If you're just asking for a car or a job or an LLC or a YouTube channel or whatever it is so that you can keep up with the Joneses, I think that you should take this moment right now and look at your vision board or whatever it is, your hopes, goals, dreams, and aspiration, and ask yourself the question, is this something that I really want? You ever see somebody with a lot of money and be like, man, I wish I had that money? I was never one of those people who said that because let me tell y'all what my grandmama told me a long time ago. She said, you never know what that person went through to get to where they are right now. And you're asking for what they got. That means that you are willing to go down. I said, it's a no for me. My life already by itself was a lot. You think I want to take on somebody else's? No, new. I want all new stuff. I wanted to put my podcast on Spotify and Apple, or I will be having my podcast on. I will be having the podcast on Spotify, Apple, um, Google Podcasts. It's gonna be on all the podcast platforms. And I was like, I want to do it like this, but I want to interview people. I want people to come on, and so I was just sharing my vision with someone, right? And they were like, oh, so do you have a space? Do you have this? And I was like, well, I told them I need. And they were just like, don't worry. When you get it all planned out, hit me up. I got you. Of course, I got it all planned out. And I was like, this is what I want to do for my first couple. And you best believe they got me. So when I started realizing that everything I was doing, like when you say you want new, you want to be different, right? You walked into 2023, you was like, oh, I'm gonna walk in confidence, I'm gonna walk fearlessly, and then something come and just think. It ain't even a real punch, it's just a think. And then now it's like, oh, I don't know if I really want to do it. Or it like starting a YouTube, right? You're probably like, what am I going to talk about? Oh, I got to lose a little weight before I can be on camera. Or I got to get a better camera because I don't want people to think at the end of the day, if you're going to start it, just start it. Figure it out as you go. That's something that I wish somebody would have told me, because it's like, life is so structured, right? And then when you break out of the structure, the Matrix, the Truman Show, when you break out of it, you start to see, like, if more people talked about the shit that they endured, the shit that they overcome, the shit that like got them to the point where they are, a lot of people would be okay. And when I say okay, a lot of people wouldn't feel like they are alone, like no one else has experienced it. A lot of people will feel like they have the strength to make it. They have the strength to be better. They have the strength to see, like, not just like, okay, I could possibly do that one day, but no, they can literally see themselves being successful on YouTube. Not just being successful, or I gotta get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours so I can get money. No, actually building a community, actually building a place where people will come and watch you, and people will interact with you and buy your merchandise and come to your meet and greets. You want to actually build a community. I feel when I'm on these different social platforms, I'm looking to build community. I'm looking to connect with other people. The thing I love about Twitch, right, is I just became an affiliate on Twitch, right? And the amount of love and support that I've received, people sharing tips and tricks and how to do different things. Like, I was overwhelmed this past week, so I cried a couple of times only because it was like I have a board on my wall over here, right? And it has like, I wanted all of the social platforms that I was on, I wanted to like be able to monetize them and then create content from how I monetize it to share with other people. And so when I became an affiliate on Twitch, it was just like my vision is like, it's not like far off. It's not like a one day. It's like it's right here. It's like, okay, we gonna give you this. What are you gonna do next? What's next? And then you sitting here because you didn't think about, okay, I'm gonna get a car, and then it's like, hey, come over to the Dodge dealership, or you thinking you want a BMW, but you don't say a BMW. You be like, well, I just need a car to get from point A to point B. Me, I want a BMW 528i, black on black. Or maybe I'll do the black with the peanut butter interiors. Like, I understand you got to be specific, specific, whatever the word is. You got to be exact. You got to say exactly what it is. You notice when you put a vision board together, right? You have words and you have pictures, right? You have to be able to say what it is. You can't get a new life if you don't know the life that you want to live. I said I want to be light, love, and positivity, and let me tell you how it happened, right? I started meditating. That wasn't like, oh, she meditated. No, 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 no. I started going to therapy first. Then I started meditating. And then I just started releasing. I started crying. I started speaking. I started journaling. I started to just let everything that I was holding on to go, right? You can't put, if my hand is full, right, I can't put anything else in my hand. I could stuff some stuff in there, but eventually my hand is going to fall open, right? So I said to myself, I need to cleanse. I don't want to get nothing new just yet. I need to cleanse everything that is in me right now, so that when the newness come, I don't mess it up. I don't squander it. I don't just be like, forget it. I had it. So what? No, I want to live in newness. That's where I want to be. So I began to tell myself, you have to rid it. Nobody else outside of me. I say I go to therapy, but you know what? I'm going to tell you, therapy is really good because it allowed me to be balanced. It allowed me to be aligned. I be encouraging people all the time. I'm going to say, you probably going to hear me say therapy a couple of more times on this channel. Even during this podcast, I encourage people to go to therapy, not just because it's like you spending money, but it allows you to get in your head. We be trying to get out of our head. I think sometimes we need to get in our head, to get in our heart, to let things go. A lot of times we hold on to things because we don't know who we are without those things. We don't know who we are without the traumas. I'm going to speak for myself. I didn't know who I was without the traumas. Mm. Um, I knew who I was without the traumas. I was just afraid to be that person because I had lived with the traumas for so long. But when you want newness, you let it go. You accept all of the feelings that come with the events, the traumas. You accept that. That's not saying, oh, it was okay that it happened to me. No, you accept that, hey, I am a grown ass person. And when I was this age, this happened to me. Not sugarcoating it, not trying to act like it didn't happen. You actually sit in the moment and say, this happened to me, right? I sat in moments where I didn't even realize that it was something that affected me until I actually sat there and I bawled. Like, I cried. I wailed. You know, that's what the old people used to say when you that's what the old people used to say. Um when you get that ugly cry, like we'll call it an ugly cry, but the older generations would say wail. Like I wailed, right? When I thought like I was afraid of success, not because I wasn't able to do the things, like not because I'm afraid to speak publicly, not because I don't know how to speak publicly, but because I was afraid that people were going to find out, hey, I was molested, or hey, I'm gay, or hey, I grew up in church and I don't even go to church anymore. I was afraid of that. I was afraid of that. And not because it was just like people going, because it wasn't even people. It was never people. It was always me. It was always me. I'm not one of those people that be like, oh man, hi Trish, I can't get to where I'm trying to go because they won't give me that job, or I don't got no money, or I can't do this. I've never been one of those type of people because you know why? I always knew that it was me. I always knew that it was me. That's why I said I did not, I wasn't ready to be me. I wasn't ready to be me because I had been that person that those people created in me. I was that person for so long. But I'm going to tell y'all, right? I was that person, but at the core, at the innermost core of me, like you probably have a heart. You date your high school sweetheart, middle school, puppy love, whatever, right? They break your heart. What you do? You put up a wall, right? Then your mama tell you she gonna take you to the store and buy you something. She don't never take. What do? You put up a wall. Your daddy say he gonna come and get you, and he don't ever come. What do? You put up a wall. Now you got three walls, a brick. You got three. You got three walls, a fence, a steel concrete vault in front of your heart, right? And you expect to love. You want people to love you. You expect to love, and then I start to think like, oh my God, there's so many people out here loving according to how they understand love. I, um, after my breakup, I spent a lot of time understanding me and understanding what was it that kept me, like had me so entangled in that person. Like I wanted to know what it was, right? And when I got to the root of that situation, again, I wailed. I wailed because I understood what I perceived love to be is what I felt that I had. But the reality of it is that love in its most purest sense is respect, it's appreciation, it's people say love doesn't hurt, but love does hurt, right? Think about it, right? If you are a parent, you love your child enough to go through all of the pain that comes with having a baby. If you see your child sick, you love your child enough to say, oh, I wish I could take that from them. I love my mother enough. When I seen when she went through her medical situation, I tell you, it was a different it was something different about it, right? It's like they're the parents, they take care of us, and we get older and it's like, oh, you take care of your parents, but it was something different, right? I began to understand life. I began to understand how you navigate life. I did 39 days of smiles, right? Um I wanted to create content. That's number one. And number two, I just wanted to share like light, love, and positivity. And so as I'm sharing a smile for the last 39 days, every time I posted a picture, it was like I was transported to that time, and I was able to see myself, like I'm an adult, but I was able to see myself in that time period, like heal. So when I posted the smile, it wasn't just to like encourage someone else to smile. Um, it wasn't just to like share my dimples because they are cute, but it was a part of me healing. When you want new, you're going to do something that you have never done before. When you want to something different, you will do something that you've never done before. You ever look at the pictures, or like look at the art pictures that people paint? Like I like this new art that people are doing. I promised myself I wasn't gonna wipe it, so I'm just gonna let it roll. I love the new art that people are doing where they're like, I saw this one picture where the guy had an afro, the woman had an afro, and she had like the sand, and the rocks was like her the bottom of her throat and the top of her throat was like an ocean. Like I love the photos where the people are painting actual paintings of people and actually putting real hair or jewelry or clothes. Like I love the way that people are like, this is art, but we gonna turn this bitch up or not. This is art. I love doing that. Like I said, I said I wanted to get into public speaking. I wanted to be more comfortable with the sound of my voice, right? And I was like, I should start nurturing conversations. I didn't call it nurturing conversations at first, but that was the original name of it. Y'all probably know it as, if you've been following the channel, it's Sunday Night Dinner and Convo. It has always been nurturing conversations, but I labeled it as Sunday Night Dinner and Convo. And I said, I want to talk. I just want to talk about me, my experiences, the things that I've been through. And the more I talked on the Nurturing Conversation podcast, um, I spoke on so many panels last year. I spoke on panels. I got invited to host seminars. Is so many different opportunities came from me just like, I'm going to talk. Because before it'd be like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Oh, I know somebody who could handle that. Or I know somebody who could say, I know somebody who could talk about that. I know somebody. It was always, I know somebody. I said, I'm gonna be that person. That's gonna be me. I know I have a voice. I know I'm supposed to talk. I know I'm supposed to share the good news, share resources. I know I'm supposed to do that. But I was afraid to do that. But it's a new life. I'm painting a new picture because I want y'all to see the new me. When I put up the last photo on Saturday, the title of it was Growth. And I said 2 years ago, I wanted to be healed of my childhood traumas. And so I went on that journey. And so right here, I'm going to say, if you decide to go on a journey of healing and self-discovery or whatever you call it, right? And you get to that point where it transports you back to your childhood and you're like, why am I here? I don't know what, I had a good childhood, or, whatever we be telling ourselves about our childhood. Maybe your childhood was great. I want you to be honest with yourself. That's something that I realized that I, a lot of times, was not honest with myself. I was not honest with myself. And I feel like a lot of times we don't be honest with ourselves. We be honest with what other people will, like other people's feelings, but we don't be honest with ourselves. Because I feel like if we were really honest with ourselves, a lot of situations we wouldn't be in. Think about it, right? Your boss tell you to come to work and work overtime, and he ain't paid you for the last time you work overtime. You gonna go work overtime? No. What you gonna tell him? You got the wrong one. Either you gonna pay me or I'm gone, right? But think about how many times in your life you have done things that you really didn't want to do, but you were so consumed with how someone else is going to view you or what somebody else is going to think about you that you did it. And then when you went home and you locked the door, you turned your lights off, put your pajamas on, you start to think like, why the hell I do that? Why did I go out to eat today knowing I ain't have no money? I ain't paid my bills. I didn't take care of my responsibilities. Why did I just buy that new outfit? Why didn't I feel like if we just be honest, for the last 2 years especially, I've been honest. It's been a process, but the last 2 years, I've been so brutally honest with myself. Like I was telling someone before I came in 2022, I said, I know what it's like to be angry and not do anything, but cry and release it. I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like to be done wrong and want to respond and want to do something, but it's like it's not even worth it. And you ever hear the phrase, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say nothing at all? I literally told my brother earlier today. I said, I finally understand what that means. And it's not like I have bad things to say about people, but I understand if you can't be a positive, you can't speak positivity, you can't speak life into something, don't say anything at all. So there's been situations, there's been times in these last 2 years that things arose and I just sat and I just looked and I thought to myself, like, I remember I would have called, I would have texted, I would have tried to, and at this moment, I'm just sitting here like, man, I've really grown. I've grown so much where it doesn't bother me. I've grown so much where, like, it's like, um, a friend of mine posted a status today and I laughed and I don't know why it tickles me. It tickles me because the status said, I don't know why people, I'm paraphrasing, I don't know why people um think I'm not gonna know what you say. I could care less if a person, is alive or dead or whatever. Um, but you actually think I care. And I laughed because I said, wait a minute. You don't care, but you made a status to let the person who was talking about you know that they were talking about you and that you don't care. You already showed them that you care by making the status. And I laughed because I was like, how many times I was like, I don't care about something, but at the same time, I was caring and showing that I was caring. Oh, but let me tell y'all now. Now I'm at a point in my life where it's like, I don't give that any energy. I I come to understand energies. I come to understand like environments. I come to understand like you ever be scrolling on social media and you like wake up, you having a good day, you having a beautiful day. The world is spinning around you. Everything is great, right? And then you get on social media and you start scrolling and you notice like your energy level is like lowered. You're angry, you're sad, like you go through a gamut of emotions and all you've been doing was scrolling on social media. That's because it's the energy. It's energy is being put off. I know I'm going to a whole, but listen, trust me, there's energies that are being put off. And I said to myself, light, love, positivity, right? So I started meditating, right? And I started being mindful of what I put in my sight, what I allowed to go into my ears, and what I allowed to stay in my heart. I began to monitor those things. And anytime anything that came to me and it felt weird, it felt different, I made sure it's a no for me. My family started saying, oh, here come it's a no, because it's a no for me. No, I don't have to accept it. I don't have to tolerate it. I began to understand the importance of boundaries. If you want a new life, I'm going to tell you, you're going to have to set boundaries. And not just with people that's like your friends or like people that's out there. You're going to have to set boundaries with people that's like right next to you, that's like in close proximity to you. Like, they're not going to like it. I'm gonna tell you, because people want to change, but they don't like change. Oh, you starting to act funny, or I know you heard this one, right? Oh, you think you better. I always laugh at that too. I know a lot of these things probably aren't funny, but I laugh at that because it's like I never said I was better. Someone said that to me, and I was like, wait a minute. I literally just told you my whole entire life, and you gonna tell me that I think that I'm better than you? Come on now. I don't know. I think people just like to say that. I think that's just something that people use. But I said last year or earlier, it was, I would say earlier this year. No, last year, because we only, um, last year I said that I'm turning my light up, right? I'm turning my light up so bright. And if you are afraid of the light, if it causes you to feel any kind of way, I want to say that I'm sorry, but I'm not. I'm not. I want to shine so brightly that you decide that it's time for you to shine. I want to live in such newness that you decide, like, you know what? I need to figure out how I can get that new. I want you to do that. I want to be so positive where you just be like, damn, she just all she do is talk about positive affirmations and juices and meditation. I'm sick of that, but you find your way to my channel all the time. Even if you never comment, I want you to find your way here because part of you seeks that. Like they be like, part of us be seeking that drama and all of that. I feel like part of us also seeks the positivity. We seek peace. That's why you ever be talking to somebody and you feel like it's going to an argument. So what do? You right. You ever knew that you was right and the other person was wrong, but you were just like, you right. Because you don't want to argue. You don't want to argue. You don't want any tension. You don't want any of that, right? Newness. I wanted new in my life, so I did something. I remember I used to be like real on social media. I used to be like, I was telling somebody like 16 years ago, I used to be real heavy on social media, especially YouTube, 16 years ago, because I found it as an outlet. So I'm going to tell y'all what I realized. There will be tears. I'm going to say that again. I gave it as a disclaimer at the beginning. I always knew on the inside of me that one day was my thing. One day I was going to be at a place where I could speak freely without worrying about, let me say it how I say it. I'm going to be able to speak freely and not give a fuck about what anybody thinks about me or say about me or what they feel about me, because they will listen to me, they will feel me, and they will understand where I'm coming from. So I started watching my old YouTube videos and I would just speak shit from my heart, right? And then from 16 years ago until now, life fucking beat the fuck out of me, right? Life beat me. And that one day happened 2 years ago. And I began to embrace who I am. I began to understand who I am. I began to unlearn and learn me, right? And I feel like everything around me is new. It's not probably. It is, a lot of this shit in here is old, but it feels new to me. It feels like a new opportunity for me to be great. It feels like when I went to the vocal doctor. That's what I call him because he has a professional name, but he's my vocal doctor. I went to the vocal doctor and he was like, "Hey, it looks like you have brand new vocal cords." And I was like, "Really?" And I looked at it and it looked like it was brand new, like there was no scarring or anything, but there was scarring at the beginning of this year. I'm going to do a whole video on it because there was a polyp. There was everything. I saw it, I felt it, I knew that it was there. But to go and it's like brand new and you think I'm not going to speak? Oh, I'm definitely going to speak. I definitely going to speak. I said to myself, um, before I crossed into 2023, before I crossed into 2020, I said to myself, somebody needs to talk about the music industry. And I know when we start talking about the music industry, it's those people we start talking about and we start mentioning all those things. And I was like, but somebody needs to talk about it where it's not glamorized. Somebody needs to real life spit facts, right? Like people be talking about Orlando Brown. Now, I do think that he needs to go to therapy. That's me. I just think therapy. But a lot of the shit that he be saying, if you actually be paying attention, him, Jaguar, Kanye, Monique, when she was, all of these people, I'm going to say it like this, right? When I look at the music industry, this is what I'm passionate about. This is what I realized. The very thing that I hated, that I didn't want to do, be a teacher or share knowledge or, be an educator or whatever you want to call it, is the very thing that has brought me the greatest joy since I have embraced it and opened up. When I look at the music industry, I am 42 years old. When I look at the music industry, it is built. I can go as far as to say the entertainment industry is built on Black culture or people of color, the culture of people of color, right? But we're not paid for it. We're not paid for it. There's a story. I forgot the guy's name. His name is Eric something, but he wrote like Good Times and the Jeffersons. Like he wrote all of those things, but those people understood. They understood. Okay, I could just take this from you and give you a couple of dollars, and you'll be okay. And then I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna have a house over here, a house over there. My kids gonna travel wherever they want. What kind of car you want? You want a Maserati? Let's go get you a Maserati. But we over here, I think about movies like Cadillac Records and The Temptations, like any movie that includes people of color. And I get sad when I hear about like people dying and they're broke. It's like, how are you broke? We still listen to your music. It's 2023, but it was 2022. We're listening to your music right now. And I know that all it takes is 30 seconds of a song and you're supposed to get paid for it. And so I'm like, how is this possible? And then I'm hearing stories about people, managers putting their names on the publishings and not putting the artist names, or people taking money. Like I'm hearing all of these different things and I'm like, somebody got to talk about this. Somebody has to talk about this. And then I was just sitting there thinking like, I ain't doing it because the whole time I know that that's what I want to do, but it was just like, I don't know if I'm ready for that smoke. And then I sat and I thought about my life. And I thought about all the smoke that I've overcome, all the smoke that I've made it through. Not ran around it, not ran away from it, but ran through it. Like run it over, broke it down, swept it up. Okay, next. And I said, oh, I'm taking it home. So I do have Nurturing Conversations podcast, but I do have a music podcast. It's called Melanated Musicology. It is on Spotify, Tidal, Apple. It's on all the podcast platforms. So that's why I'm saying this one is going to be there too. But it's about newness, right? When I think about the music industry, I don't look at it as everybody do. I don't look at it as glamorous. Like when I think about YouTube, I don't think about it as just sharing mukbangs and challenges. I think about building a community. I think about building a safe space for people to come, to hang out, to talk about. Like I know I'm not the only person in the world that has been molested. I just choose to talk about it. Not all the time. Sometimes I do talk about it a lot. And that's for me, it's a form of release. It's not like a hey, look at me. It's like, listen, this happened to me, and from this happening to me, I discover all of these other things that happen from that. I was telling somebody like I am so good at like not being present because I used to not be present all the time. Like I could travel to a whole nother place and just be there and then come back after it. There are so many things I learned about myself as I was growing up. Like I figured out how to protect myself in those situations. Like you ever had felt like you weren't protected? I realized that I have this thing where I don't know how to deal where people are not or people are taken advantage of. I'll say that. And I realized the other day why, one of the reasons why, of course, because I had a major surgery but I realized why I don't have kids because I thought to myself, as a parent, this is why I be giving parents kudos, right? I couldn't, I couldn't imagine. I am a strong advocate for um naming your abuser. I know some people might not feel like that's the thing to do, but I'm gonna tell you as somebody who was molested, right? Holding on to that for so long, oh, holding on to it for so long only damages you. And then you get to see the people that did it to you, or you get to see the persons or people, or you be go to family engagements and you have to be around these people. You have to act like everything is normal. Listen, it's 2023. You don't got to do that no more. It's about being new. I said one time on a podcast in 2022, I said families need to start standing up and be like, "Hey, we know that Uncle P been touching people for decades, right? And it's time for him to get help. Either get help or go to jail, or but it's time." So that can start the healing process of the family, because families are broken because shit be happening to them, but people don't want to talk about them, because what happens here stays here. But it's time for new. I just be thinking like, I know if I was a parent, I would be one hell of a parent. And I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm gonna give my child everything I didn't have, or I'm not gonna treat my child like my mama treat me, because I'm gonna tell y'all this, right? Me and my mother didn't have that mother daughter relationship, but my mother took damn good care of me. She did. And I know you probably like, oh, but you got molested, but yeah. She sent me to the schools. Um I was telling somebody about my experience with those people who wear the hoods, and they was looking at me, and I was like, they was like, you so young. So how was like, I'm telling you, I saw them people face to face. Like you look in the history book and you see, and they had the crosses, and no, I saw them people like face, like I'm looking at you right now, and this webcam. That's exactly how I saw them, but they was standing right in front of me. And they was looking at me, and I was like, yeah, I got some experiences under my belt. A lot of them I don't wish anybody. I don't wish them on anybody. That's why I will talk about it. I will talk about whatever you want to talk about. I will tell you everything that fucking happened to me in my life, so that you will know you are not alone and you can overcome it. I tell my friends all the time, or people that be around me that's drinking, and it's like, oh girl, let's go to the store. Let's go here. And I'm not going with you. It was only one drink. No, 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 no. I'm not going with you, because I don't know if y'all know this. Maybe y'all don't know this, but I'm going to tell you this, right? Think about this, right? You ever hear a story about a drunk driver and hear about the drunk driver passing away? You ever heard one? I've never heard one. I've heard people be on that 15th, 16th OWI. I've heard people, all the other people in the car is no longer alive, but the driver is still alive. I've heard that. Me, it's like, oh, it's just a little, and a lot of people really be thinking like they just got a hold on it. And I'm just like, for the first time in my life, let me say this, right? For the first time in my life, I seen a commercial about weed, marijuana, Mary Jane, whatever you want to call it. And it was like driving under the influence. And I said, I don't know who thought about that, but they should have had that commercial a long time ago. They should be circulating that on all social medias, because people be out here and think that it's okay to be driving. I don't know if it's that I'm older, or that this journey of healing and self discovery, and I just realized I used to do so many things that put my life in jeopardy so many times. I'm just sitting here. I was thinking like, okay, it's 8 o'clock, and I told my brother I was gonna come over his house, and I thought to myself, I'm not going outside right now. I'll go outside in the morning. I'll go over there in the morning. I don't even remember I put gas in my car, in my truck. That I mean I have to stop at the gas station. It's a no. See, when you start getting older, you start understanding life. You start making decisions, right? You start making decisions that are more beneficial to you and your health. When you want newness, right? When you're tired of having that feeling of like weightedness or stressed, or it's too much for me. And you start having that feeling, and you just be able to sit back and be like, okay, why is this too much for me? What can I eliminate right now? I started to think, I was looking at all the subscriptions and stuff that I have, and I was like, I don't even watch TV. I have all, Hulu, Netflix, Stars, Disney. I don't even have kids, but Disney, um, Peacock, Paramount, all of them. I don't watch them, but I'm paying for them. And I was like, why am I paying for them? And it's like, once you stop paying for them, then it's going to be like, oh, I just wanted to watch that show. But I started to think to myself, why am I spending money on things that I don't even use? And I had a flashback to when I was younger and I would buy like Coach bags and Dooney and Burke bags and shopping makes me, they'd be like, oh, it's retail therapy. Shopping definitely makes me happy. Well, it used to, not anymore. You know what makes me happy now? Being able to come live and talk to other people. Or the amazing thing is, like, people will come and they will be in the live stream the entire time and never say nothing in the chat, but I'll get a DM on one of my other social medias, or I get an email, or somebody will see me in passing and be like, I appreciate you for sharing that. And for me, it's not like, well, I'm not even going to jack. That's dope, right? That's dope for somebody to be like, okay, I watched you, but I didn't say nothing, but I watched you, right? That's dope. And for me, that means a lot. That means a lot because that means that I'm doing the purpose. I'm walking in my purpose. I don't want to just leave this earth and I have so many experiences, so many resources. I have so many ways that I can help and I don't do anything. You ever go to somebody's funeral and all of these people have great stories about them? I'm sure there's people sitting in the audience that have horrible stories, but when they get up there, they think about a time that the person made them laugh or they cried together or they did something really crazy and they survived it. Like, I want it to be where um, in the event that I am no longer here, you be able to come to any one of my YouTube channels or any one of my social media pages and be like, you know what? I rock with that. I respect that. I appreciate that. Or you could be like, hey, I don't rock with that. It's people right now who know that I don't go to church or I feel the way I feel about religion, and some of them still be trying to like woo me. Some of them try to woo me. I'm only laughing because I have another word to put there, so I put woo. But but I get it. I understand life. I get it. It's like you were a part of it, so it's still got to be in there somewhere. Like it's like life. When I was a child, my mother taught me how to tie my shoes, how to get myself dressed, shower, like how to fully bathe myself. She taught us how to pay rent, grocery shop, sort laundry. Do y'all know that grown people don't sort laundry? They just throw laundry in. That's no disrespect. That I'm just saying, like that's something that most people don't know. But just being able to like learn and understand. I think understanding is the most important thing. You want a new life, you have to understand the work that it's going to take to get there. You want to be a millionaire, but you can't even handle $100. I'm not talking to you. I was laughing because I was thinking about myself. I'm good. I'm good with money. But it was like people want to be millionaires. They don't even know how to, you can't even budget $100. Can't even budget $100. If somebody was like, girl, I got $100 for you, you done already went to Amazon. You go, I already got stuff in my Amazon cart. It's already done. It's already done. Oh, I need to go to the store. You ever go to the store and break $100 bill and come out the store like, where'd the money go? Where is my money? I went in with $100 bill. Like, don't do that at Target. I'm gonna tell you, don't go to Target. Don't go to Target. Don't whatever you do, don't go to Target. I don't know. Target gets their name is Target. Walk in there and be like, yeah, I'm gonna get some lotion. I went one day to get some lotion. Lotion. I already had in my mind I was gonna get it's Neutrogena. No, it's it's a really good lotion. It's for like eczema. I don't have eczema, but I find that lotion moisturizes my skin. So I was going in there to get the lotion, right? I walked out with like elderberry gummies and a flannel or a t-shirt or jersey sleep set, queen size, a couple of pillowcases, some pillows. When I just went to go get some lotion. But now I'm more disciplined, so I just go in and get pillowcases. Now I buy a bunch of pillowcases because I have like a lot of pillows on my bed. Um, but that's my new thing. Buying bedding. Bedding is my new thing. Um, but it's newness. Like I was telling my brother, I was like, so I have this thing, right? I realized that it's called minimalism. Y'all know I got a speech impediment. It's called minimalism, right? I real life can live like that. Like I've been telling people, I'm going to be a van lifer. Um, that you don't go grocery shopping when you're hungry. You, everybody knows that. I'm going to be a van lifer. Mm, I want to do a van lifer. I was gonna say maybe on the weekends. No, I real life can do that. I really feel like I can be a van lifer, right? Because I have one, two, three, four, five. I have like 6 rooms in my house, right? And if I had like someone pulled up a big dumpster in the front of my house, right? I would literally throw everything except for all of this stuff in here in my bedroom in the garbage. So I told my brother, I was like, oh, I'm doing a mass cleaning. A mass cleaning. I'm getting rid of everything. Papers I ain't seen in 6, 5, 7 years. Of course, I'm going to shred it. Clothes I haven't seen. Garbage. Everything garbage. New. I can't want new and still trying to hold on to the old stuff. You can't want new love and still trying to hold on to the old stuff. You can't want a new car but won't let go of the old one. You can't put new wine in an old bottle. When they say that, I laugh because it's like, yes, you can. You ain't never went to put some water in the thing and shook it around and then poured it. Yes, you can. I just be thinking about a lot of these analogies people be saying and be like, wait, what? That don't. Okay, but I want new. Like for this podcast, I want new. I don't want it just to be like me here talking. I want to be able to like interview or bring other people on, have a topic. And it's so dope because I was sharing this, what I'm saying to you right now. I was saying, I want to have other people come on and I want to have other people share their experiences to let other people know, like, hey, um, a friend of mine's um, is experiencing some, really hardships in their life, right? And for me, it was so like I'm the type of person, if I love you and like I rock with you, I literally feel you. Like I feel your sadness. I feel that, right? And for me, it was overwhelming me because I'm just like, I can't help them. Like you have people in your life, like you want to help them, but you can't help them. I don't even know what to do or what to say. And it was so weird for me to say, I don't have words because everybody's like, you always have words. I know. That's what I'm saying. I don't have words. I don't have anything but tears and love and support. And that's all I have. And so I woke up yesterday before we came into the new year and I had words. Uh, you don't have anything to say, don't say anything. So I woke up the other day and I had words, and the words that I said um, was words that someone said to me when I was in a space. And it was crazy how I said the words to this person, and it was just like, I'm telling you, when you talk about healing, throw everything out of your mind. Just throw it out. Because when you talk about healing, when I tell y'all, you ever been able to just breathe? when I talk about healing, like when I oh mm, healing is so intimate. So it's so freeing. It's so insert word here is I can't even put words on it. It's just that healing. And most people make healing seem like a bad word, but it's really not. It's actually a really good word because a lot of us need to do it. We just won't because we don't know who we will become without our traumas. We used to that. We used to people disappointing us, so we don't look for better. We're used to people cheating on us, so we don't look for better. We're used to people belittling us, so we don't look for better. It's 2023. New life, new picture, new you. New you, new picture, new life. There's this thing on Instagram. I'm actually going to do it. It's on Instagram. It's on all social medias, actually. It say January, February, March, April, and now they have it where like people show what they look like in January, and then as the months go by, is that one, and it's got dear me in 6 months. I'm doing all of these right because the way I feel about myself right now, new life, new picture, new me. Do you, new me? Um, you that can go either way if you think about it, right? If you think about all of the dreams, hopes, and aspirations you had in 2021, I would have said 2022, but I'm gonna say 2021. How many of those things have you actually accomplished? Have you actually started a YouTube channel? Or are you still like, oh yeah, I'm gonna start one this year? I told someone was like, oh, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel, but I don't know what to talk about. I was like, what do you love? What do you like to do? What do you wish that you would see people on YouTube do? And they was like, oh no, I need to have the lights. I need to have this. I was like, listen, let me tell you what I do YouTube with. Now I got a better phone now, but I do YouTube with this. I edit, I record, I make the beats, I make the stickers, I make the thumbnails, I make the words that pop up on the screen. When y'all see, I make the be right back. I make all of those. I make all that with this. Now you might not have an iPhone. Maybe you have an Android. They are still good. They are still good. But you have to use, like it's like you want to be a millionaire, but you don't know how to budget $100. You got to use what you got till you can get what you want. Something the older generation would say. You have to use what you got till you can get what you want. And I'm grateful for being able to use what I have until I got more things of what I wanted. I always wanted to have a wall that looked like this, but I wanted for the Nurturing Conversation podcast. I'm manifesting this right now. For the Nurturing Conversation podcast, I seen a backsplash that I want to do, and I saw chairs that I want. It's actually like a couch, and then there's chairs, and a whole little setup. I probably do it in my living room. I don't know, a whole little setup that I want, and I just want to do that. And until I can get that, I'm going to come and you're going to see me here, or you might see me in my living room. You're going to see me in multiple places because you're going to see me and you're going to hear me because it's new. I'm going to find my way to new. I found my way from Sunday night dinner and convo every Sunday night at 7 till Nurturing Conversations podcast. I'm going to find new. I'm going to take all of Sunday night dinner and convos and Nurturing Conversations from this channel, and I'm going to put them on the actual Nurturing Conversations channel. New. I have a challenge to myself right now, and it is day 1 of 2023, and that challenge is already off to an amazing start. It's so rewarding when you can like sow seeds and work hard, and then you could just sit back and kick your feet up and see how the hard work that you put in actually start coming back for you. I said this year I want to do more speaking. I want to I want to do a TEDx. I'm saying that out loud right now. I want to do a TEDx. Um, I want to make sure that my YouTubes, anything that I present to you, is like light, love, positivity. I have a whole little mantra that I do when I meditate this morning, but light, love, and positivity is what I want to be. You can go on any YouTube channel is like this extreme or this extreme. I want to be right there in the middle. That's what I want to do. And I'm gonna throw some mukbangs, and I'm gonna throw some challenges in there. I'm gonna do a lot of things. But most importantly, I'm gonna have a safe space where people can come and have a good time. People can come and talk or just listen. Just listen. A lot of times people be listening, and I know they be listening. I'm not going to say I don't care because I do care. I want you to listen. I want to be able to say something to you that inspires you to change. Maybe you want to do better, but you don't know how. No one has ever showed you how to do better. I said something. You ever be talking and then you pause because you be like, wait a minute, that was really good. I said something. I said, parents indirectly teach their kids how they're supposed to be loved or how they're supposed to be treated the way that they treat them. This is why I be talking about your household. Like if you are a parent in your house, you ever be like, you ever um, grow up in a single parent home and you ever notice that your mother didn't bring guys around, or even if your mom did bring guys around, like for some of us there wasn't a heavy rotation. I had to say that, not there's no shade, but for some of us there wasn't a heavy rotation, or we didn't even know that our parents was dating anybody. But I feel like our households, if our homes were more loving and more kind, there would be a lot more secure adults, more secure people, more people confident in who they are. I began to think about, remember when you could go to the movie theater and just watch a movie? Or go to the grocery store and actually get groceries and go back. You remember when we could do that? Like these last 2 years were some of the most weirdest shit I've ever seen. I just scroll. TikTok be having, I don't know if y'all know this, but TikTok be having news I don't even be seeing on a regular news. I was scrolling on TikTok. I didn't even know that there were I think it's Iowa, Idaho. I didn't know that there were students that were passed away. So I'm scrolling and they're like, this person has just been arrested, and I was like, oh, okay, it's another. And then I talking, and they're like, oh, he's a criminal justice major. I said, wait, what? Nah, I hopped down a rabbit hole. And I was like, the dude was a criminal justice major. He knew. They say he went to class to see if anybody was talking about what he did. I said, ooh, people is a little. And then, do y'all know? I'm gonna get a little emotional with this because I love this person, right? I love them. I love them. I'm a slave for you. And it was that big yellow python she was moving with. Y'all know Britney Spears? Have y'all seen her? Now, TikTok, I ain't one for, well, I am one for conspiracy theories, but TikTok will have you sitting there thinking like, wait a minute. I haven't saw Britney Spears in a minute. The last time I saw her, she was in her living room dancing, and I'm over here, I be real life going down the rabbit hole with things, especially when it it piques my interest. Like when I'll be telling people like a lot of the rock and roll bands um that came into the music industry bar borrowed borrowed from prominent um black musicians. I be trying to be politically being political. They borrowed, stole from a lot of black musicians, and that's how they got famous. And then I was scrolling on TikTok, and this thing popped up, and was like, you know that come together right now. It was actually borrowed from Chuck Berry, whose manager like put his name on it. It's a whole bunch of stuff, and I just thought to myself, this is why I do what I do. Every time you hear a music artist battling the record label, or battling somebody to get on their masters or do all of that, it's in my mind. I just be thinking like it could all be so simple, but you rather make it hard. Yes, Fancy. So allegedly, I think that's how you say it, so you don't get in trouble. Allegedly, something has happened to Britney. No one's actually seen Britney. I don't even know how many months they said. Months, weeks. It's been a minute since somebody actually physically seen Britney. Don't go to TikTok. So I'm gonna tell you, don't go to TikTok, because you will be down a rabbit hole and you will be seeing all of the different videos. And then they got industry people coming out and saying, yeah, there's something going on, because we haven't seen her, we haven't talked to her. Her father was like, you should have just kept her in the conservatory, because I could have made sure she was okay. And I was just like, oh. I see. That's on. It's like, so tomorrow, tomorrow I will be reviving my Melanated Musicology podcast for season 2, and my first podcast is Check Your Morals, because I think when people think about the entertainment industry, they think about the glitz and the glamour, the fame and the money, but they don't think about all of the other things that come along with that. And there's a lot of things that come along with that. And I want to make sure that people are ready. Like, are you doing music just so you could buy your mama a house? Or are you doing it so you can get famous? Or like what's the I just want to know. I really not like I want people to call in and be like, hey, this is what that would be dope too, but why are you doing it? When I when I go out to pitch for venture capitalists, the one lady, she said you should be able to answer why 5 times. And I think I got the video of that. So I'm gonna go and find the video and I'm gonna upload it. But she says you should be able to answer why 5 times. And so she asked me 5 different questions, why questions. And I was just like, nobody's gonna tell us. Who's gonna tell us? Nobody's gonna tell us. Nobody gonna tell you you can go get you a LLC for your YouTube. Nobody's gonna tell you that, because you're technically a business. Because especially if you're getting monetized, nobody's gonna tell you that. Why would I tell you that? But I will tell you to come and give me $1,500, and I can show you how to be successful on YouTube. And then if you don't be successful, that's because you didn't put in the hard work. But the reality of it is, if you don't have a community, you don't have support, you don't have people who believe in you, or people who like what you do. Hmm. Hmm. New life, new picture, new you. I think it's dope. New you, new picture, new life. You know, like when you actually start working out and then you start losing weight, and then you be like, oh, I gotta go get some new outfits or get some new stuff, and then you have to take a picture. And then you ever see people like new to you, old to me? Mm-hmm. It's like people see me, like people know me, and then it's like when I just be like, "Hey, you don't really know me. You know of me." I feel like a lot of people know of me, but they don't really know me because they haven't taken the time to get to know me. I remember I was talking to an artist, and working good, like great. Everything was great. And then he just like disappeared. And we went to like a studio session. It was like an open jam or whatever. And I was like, hey, what happened? This dude told me I was too intimidating. And I was like, wait, what? What does that mean? He's like, you were asking me questions about things that I felt I should know, but I didn't know. And I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to look like, and I was just like, ooh, hmm. Hi, my name is Shell, and I'm going to say whatever the fuck come to my mind, and I won't be disrespectful when I say it. I won't. I was going to say I won't try. I'm going to try, but I won't. I won't be disrespectful. I told someone, I said, people have gotten real good at defending like bullshit. I know y'all probably heard about the Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion. I literally, my little brother posted a status and he was like, "Oh, I'm so tired of Meg and Tory," and I was like, "I get it. I understand your sentiments, but in reality, I also understand that there are topics from that situation that still need to be discussed, but we're not going to discuss them because why? We want to move past the situation." People was like, "Oh, she slept with." I was like, "How many people you slept?" Mm-mm. The reality of it is there's trauma. She experienced some trauma. Somebody's like, "Oh, she only got shot in her foot." She got shot. Like, pow, pew pew. Like she got. It's a no for me. And then I said to my, I said to my brother, I was like, "Watch all the stuff that they said in evidence was it's gonna come to the light. Oh, we got a jail. All of that's gonna come to the light, and they gonna do it. They gonna do it so bogusly. And you got people trying to analyze, and I just thought to myself like, Meg Thee Stallion went through a lot. She went through a lot, and she still graduated from college. But we ain't gonna talk about that though, cause long as she a savage, we gonna talk about her being a savage, bringing in all that money for it. If only we knew. If only we knew the power that we held, that we hold. If only we knew that. If only we knew that we can let it go. If only we knew that. And I want you to ask yourself this question. If you can't tell, I'm wrapping it up. I want you to answer this question. Who am I without the trauma? If I start healing from the trauma and start letting it go, who am I? I started to think about my life. It was like I always went big and never went big and never went home. That's hilarious. Go big or go home. Never went home. I see. Okay, fancy. So I was watching this right, and I started watching her. I don't. I wanted to go to school. I wanted to go to school for I don't even think it's a real thing, but CSI, NCSI, or whatever it is. I wanted to go to school for that. But then I started thinking to myself, because I'm about to see a dead body. It's a no for me after I passed anatomy and physiology with an A. It's a no for me. And then I said, can you imagine? Imagine this, right? Imagine you want to be a part. I'm gonna give y'all the Whoopi Goldberg. Imagine you want to grow up and be an author, right? You walk in, you go into the library, you getting all these different books, understanding context, understanding how to present it, you understanding all of that, right? And then somebody rejects your book idea, right? Now you sitting over here, you don't want to write another book because that book got rejected. You don't want to even talk about it because the people around you be like, oh, they're gonna constantly bring up the fact that you wrote a book that wasn't successful. But let one of those books pop off. I literally wrote on my thing, um, we are we are considered entertainment. That's what we are. We're entertainment. When I think about Blue Eyed Soul versus uh R&B soul, who are we hearing about a lot? Someone said that we just a dollar sign to them, and I was like, ooh, that's some crazy. Cause we we are, I, we are, whether we want to believe it or not, we are. I definitely I send light, love, and positivity to Britney because I love Britney Spears. I do. And I feel like we are losing too many of our greats to like sadness, drugs, all kinds of all kinds of things. And if we don't protect the next generations, the generations that's coming behind us, or like my generation and behind, if we don't start protecting them, if we don't start making these people gonna be out here so cold. And when I say cold, I mean like shiver. I mean like they're gonna be cold. They have no emotions because nobody even took the time to like hug them or ask them how their day was or what's going on with you. Or I want to be that person. I want to be the person to ask what's going on. I want to do that. Funny, I should have went to school for therapy. Mm, mm, no, psychology. Ooh, I come from a long line of therapists though. Like real life will get you together real quick. Therapists. So for me, that's why it wasn't. You can't go to therapy because they gonna put stuff in your head. It was like, yeah, I hear you. No, they ain't putting nothing in my head. She just keep asking me questions, and it's like, why I gotta answer these questions, Lord? What's with all? Why are you asking all these questions? What's with all the questions? And I realize the more you ask yourself the questions, the deeper you're gonna go into the situation. Why? Why do you feel like you gotta be in a relationship? Then you just get out of one. What did you learn from your last relationship? Are you ready for another relationship? It's been 2 years since I dated, and I'm not interested in dating anyone. I'm signed up for the I'm gonna be single all 2023 team. Notice I didn't say and beyond, just 2023. I feel like I'm getting to the point where I'm ready to date. I'm ready. I probably have to go outside more, but I'm ready. But I'm ready. I'm at that space now where I love myself enough. I love life. I understand life. But then again, what if this is one big Truman show? Look, just threw that out. Just drop that bomb. Like, what if it is though? At the end of it, they'll knock somebody and knock the glass down. Because if y'all ever paid attention to Hollywood, like you ever watch, um, one of my favorite movies is The Day After Tomorrow. Right now, I was watching the news and they said the one young lady froze in her car. She had sent her family a video, but then she froze in her car, and I was like, "Where is they?" It's like, "Oh, when you see the movie of The Day After Tomorrow, it's like if something like that was to happen for real, I don't know where I don't know. That's why I be stocking up on food, water, batteries, everything, because you never know. In my truck, I have three blankets or two blankets and a comforter. I have snacks in the console. Water is in my, like, I have that just because you never know. Like, I be up in here and I'm just like, I want to have everything so I don't have to worry about like where I'm gonna get it. Y'all remember when the pandemic first hit and it was like people were going and buying up all the water and all the tissue and then reselling it for like, shoo. I remember that. I don't want to be in that predicament again. I don't want to be in a predicament where I don't know, maybe if you, no, I don't want to do that. I want newness, new life, new picture, new me, new picture, new life. Y'all gonna start. They say the first like, oh, this is my other favorite TikTok one. They say the first place you're gonna lose weight is in your face. Let's see what your face look like. Y'all see that? It's gonna, your girl is working on it. I'm working on it. I need that newness in my life. New everything. Anytime you could do that, you deserve new. Um, but that's all I got. New life, new picture, new you. Everything that you were holding on because you didn't, no one told you, hold on, I got you. Put it down. It's not yours to carry. Put it down. It wasn't your fault. Put it down. You didn't entice them. Put it down. Family treating you like shit. Put it down. Put it down and forgive. Forgive. Not just yourself. Because people always like, oh, I'm not forgiving them. No, you got to forgive yourself. Not just other people, but you got to forgive yourself. It's so many lessons that life teaches, but we don't see them. Some of us don't see them until it's too late, but we don't see them. We don't see them. If you have a strong friend, a weak friend, a friend that you don't really know if is your friend, but check on them. Check on them. Make sure that they're good. Not just, oh, I was just calling to see. No, check on them. Like real life. Pull up with some food. Pull up with some ice cream. Mm-mm-mm. Ice cream. I've been wanting some ice cream and some peach. So, my brother went to the grocery store one day, a couple of weeks ago, and he brought home a patty peach cobbler, and I was like, oh, I wonder how this tastes, cause the pie is good. That peach cobbler, I tell you, put some vanilla, double vanilla ice cream. My mother be buying. It sound weird, but it be fire. Some double vanilla ice cream. Mm-mm-mm. You talking about good? Good. Sorry, y'all. I just had to. New life, new picture, new me, new you. Whatever it is, let it go. Stop holding on to it. If it's monetary things, listen, at the end of the day, you can't take it with you. You want to, but you can't. And if you got kids and you got a will, you better hope they do something with it. I mean, they gonna do something with it, but you better hope they like committed to it. Because a lot of people be like, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. They're not committed to it. Sorry. My incision. I have to make an appointment. Okay, I got to tell y'all this because new life, new picture, new you. If you haven't been to the doctor in the last 2 years, I want to encourage you to go. Go to the doctor, go to the dentist, go to the eye doctor, go to what is it called? A pedicure. It's not a pedicure. It's called a foot doctor. Go to the foot doctor. You will go and get your nails done. Go to the foot doctor. Go. And if you are thinking about having a BBL surgery, don't do it. I know you like, you can't tell these people. I'm going to tell you, don't. If you're thinking about having veneers put in, don't do it. I was asking somebody, when did it become popular to take out your real teeth to get screws up in your mouth and then things cap like you people be walking around here looking like they got dentures. Why did I find that funny? People be walking around here looking like they got dentures in their mouth. If you have veneers, I'm not. It's no knock to you. I can understand if your teeth was bad, but if you just got veneers, dentures in your mouth to look for your smile to look whiter, you gotta brush your teeth and floss. And they got these little picker things like you could pick. You gotta do that. Cause you still gotta maintain those veneers. Can you imagine somebody? There was a young man that said he got veneers. Woo! And the lady made him 5 shades of yellow. I think about all the people that didn't have anybody to talk to, or don't have anybody to talk to, or just feel alone. And for me, I just want to let them know that they are loved. They are loved. They have support. I know it probably don't feel like it, but it is there. It is there. Like I said in the beginning, it's sometimes we are not willing to let go of the idea that we have so that we can get better. Sometimes we are not willing to put our pride aside so that we can get that thing that we want. And I'm not talking about just doing something, just forsaking your integrity. No, I'm talking about if you know you don't got no heat in your house and you know it's a blizzard outside, you go somewhere where there's fucking heat. I remember when there was a snowstorm, or not a snowstorm, it was like a rainstorm, and it like knocked down trees and everything like that. I called my brother and was like, hey, this is what's going on over here. He's like, oh, come on. That was a courtesy. Why did it show up in my? I don't know. I just have this thing where I be calling. He was like, yeah, come on. And he was like, I was frustrated because I was like, it's 3 days. And then you ever just go grocery shop? I just went grocery shopping. And if you went grocery shopping, you know groceries don't cost the same that they used to. Groceries done went up. You know, you could just go to like it. Remember, I was a kid. I can go to the grocery store or corner store and get a bag of chips, Doritos, a little Debbie cake, and now laters, a whole feast. Now you could barely get a bag of chips. They $3. Y'all might as well throw that little extra cent on there and just say $3. And then the bag come half. The bag come half full. It's enough for me. It's enough. It's nothing like getting a good old cry out, and then I'm gonna go shower and I'm gonna be knocked out, because that's what happened when you get that good cry. You ever like your babies be crying and then it's like next thing you know they be asleep. That's that good sleep. Thank y'all for joining me for the first podcast of 2023. New life, new picture, new you. New you, new picture, new life. I actually need to get some headshots taken, so I'll probably call and schedule that, because I need to do that, because I'm trying to do everything. I want to do everything new. I want to walk in my capabilities. I want to walk in my purpose, and I want to walk with integrity, class, and confidence. I want the same for you. Integrity, class, confidence as you're walking. I want you to believe in yourself. I believe in myself, but no, I want you to believe in yourself and know that it is going to happen. This is your year. I know you said 2021 and 2020, 2019. This is your year, and the only way it's going to be your year is if you get up off your ass and get to whatever it is you want to do. You want to start a YouTube, just make a simple introduction video. I'm going to give you some tips right now. Just pick up your phone and go, hello everybody, my name is Shell. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm be doing mukbangs, painting, drawing, tap dancing. I'm be sleeping, whatever it is that you're gonna do. I'm gonna do this. How many times you gonna do it a week? At what time? Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Boom, you already got one video on your channel. Then you can take that one video, chop it up, put it on like your reels and your stories. I'm telling you, I got videos coming for days. Videos. I want to be a light, love, and positivity. That is my life. That's my life. I know how to say no. I know how to set boundaries, and that has helped me. And I'm getting ready to rev back up my workout. So I'm telling y'all, I'm in such a good space. You think I'm gonna let somebody come and change that? It's a no. It's a no for me. ASMR. That's all I got. Remember that it is important for you to use your words. That is the only way that anyone will ever know what you are feeling and what you are thinking. And I will never let a live video, vlog, short, or anything that I present to you go out without me telling you to love. Love yourself. That includes your faults, your fears, and your failures. Know yourself. Trust. Trust yourself. And for the love of humanity, just be yourself. Why? Because you need you. I need you. This great big old world with all these billions of people, billions, millions, however it is, of people need you to be exactly who you were created to be. Now, if anybody cannot love, respect, and appreciate you for being authentically you, they do not deserve to cross into 2023 with you. It is time for you to cut dead weight. Like that. It's time for you to cut it. Make sure you get your toiletries, non-perishable food items, water, disinfectants, and some cash, money to the side. And if you are engaging in adult activities, male, female, tall, short, gay, non-binary, trans, if you are engaging in adult activities, make sure you wrap that shit up because STDs are at an all-time high. Thank y'all for tuning in last night for Saturday Night Vibes. Thank you for tuning in tonight for Nurture Conversation. I hope that your 2023 is wonderfully amazing. Wonderfully amazing. That's all I got. I love you. Until next time, peace.